They used to call him Midnight, not because of his clothes, not because of his voice, but because his skin was so dark it seemed to swallow light. In the bustling riverside town of Oregon, where the sun burned bright and the gossip burned brighter, people had a habit of judging before listening, and they judged him the moment he walked into a room. His real name was Kelechi. From childhood, Kelechi noticed something strange. Whenever he spoke, people didn't just hear him, they felt cornered. Teachers stumbled, elders paused. Even the village chief once cleared his throat twice before answering him. It wasn't magic, it was precision. While other boys wrestled in the sand, Kelechi wrestled with words. He would sit beneath the mango tree and listen to market women argue over the price of fish. He would watch fishermen debate river boundaries. He memorized how men lost arguments not when they were wrong, but when they were emotional. By the time he turned 25, he had never lost a public argument. The first big test came during a heated community meeting. A wealthy trader accused Kelechi of misleading youths about a land agreement. The crowd murmured. Some already sided with the trader because, well, he was lighter, richer, and louder. The trader pounded his walking stick on the ground. This young man thinks he knows more than elders. The crowd roared. Kelechi didn't shout back. He waited. Silence, he had learned, makes people uncomfortable, and uncomfortable people make mistakes. May I ask a question? Kelechi said calmly. The trader smirked. Ask. You said the agreement was signed 3 market days ago, yes. And? You said the land belongs to your grandfather. Yes, Kelechi nodded slowly. Then why is the signature dated last year and written in your own handwriting? The silence that followed was so thick it felt like harmattan dust. The trader blinked. The crowd shifted. Kelechi didn't insult him. He didn't mock him. He simply held up the paper and let the truth breathe. That was his pattern. He never attacked people. He attacked inconsistencies. People started calling him the shadow advocate. They said arguing with him was like fighting your own reflection. You couldn't win because he used your words against you. But his greatest victory wasn't in public. It was personal. One evening, after yet another debate where he dismantled a local politician's empty promises, an old woman approached him. My son, she said, squinting up at him. Why do you always win? Kelechi smiled. I don't try to win, he replied. I try to understand first. Most people argue to defeat. I argue to reveal. That was the secret. He listened more than he spoke. He asked more than he accused. He stayed calm when others burned. His darkness, once mocked by children who called him charcoal, became symbolic. People said he carried depth, mystery, stillness when national leaders visited the towniers. Later, it was Kelechi they invited to moderate the discussion, not because he was the loudest, but because he was the fairest. In every debate, every council meeting, every disagreement, Kelechi followed 3 simple rules. 1. Never argue from anger. 2. Ask questions that expose truth. 3. Let silence do half the work. And so he kept winning. Not because he was always right, but because he was always prepared. And in a world where many speak to be heard, Kelechi spoke to be understood. That was his unbeatable advantage.